Hey guys, hope everybody's doing well today. I have another video for you guys, very exciting. It's a combo tutorial of Phantom Knights. So I wanted to do a one card combo tutorial, what to do with a 1.5 card combos, and give you an idea of how the deck functions and maybe how to get started playing the deck. So I hope this video is very informative and you gain something from this video, because this deck has become definitely one of my top favorite decks, just because of how fun the deck is and how much it's just so close to my play style. I really enjoy it, and I've been doing on a local level, very well. I think, I've got, for the past like 3 tournaments, I've been undefeated, which is awesome. Nothing to brag about. I just want to share my success with you guys, and just let you guys know that this deck is very powerful if piloted correctly. So anyway, no more talking. So if you open up one of these 4 cards, just one, and then everything else in your hand is a complete brick. It's very rare, which is amazing, right? It's awesome. It's awesome for me to say this. It feels good that this is a very rare scenario where you actually a brick. You could open not that great, but you'll still be able to combo off. But this is assuming that you open one of these 4 cards. You can at least end with a Dragoon. So you might open up like a Boots, and I don't know, you might open up a Boots, Red Eyes, Dark Magician, and like double Ash. There's no way for you to get 2 level 3s on board. So what do? So if you open up the Boots, we'll get started with Boots. You're going to normal summon the Boots, and then you're going to link into Almiraj. By the way, I kind of want to do like, well, I will do a tournament report video if you guys are interested, because I really want to dive into some of these cards. Like Almiraj is I found that Almiraj actually has like a lot of cool uses, during your duels. But anyway, so you're gonna link off into Almiraj, and then you're gonna banish the Boots from your graveyard to search your Brigadine. Okay, and then you're gonna set your Brigadine. You have no trap cards in your graveyard, so you're gonna activate Brigadine, and then you're gonna link Brigadine off into Link Spider because it's a normal monster. And from here, you simply go into your Verte, and then you dump Red Eyes Fusion along with Red Eyes and Dark Magician, and you just summon your Dragoon. It's very simple, very straightforward. The one card gets you Dragoon, and that's mainly it. But Dragoon is such an oppressive card, can't be targeted, can't be destroyed. Omni Negate, it's just a very, very powerful card, and it's nice that you only did it with like one card. And then again, usually when you can't combo off, you open up like Droplets, Ash, stuff like that. So chances are it's not just going to be Dragoon, you're going to have it backed up by maybe a Hand Trap, maybe a Fog Blade. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, let's back it up, and I'm going to show you guys how to do this combo with, say, a Cloak. Okay, we'll do Cloak next, and then I'll show you Ragged Gloves and Foolish Burial. So Cloak is the same thing. You normal summon Cloak, you link it off into Almiraj, you banish the Cloak, because Cloak can search the Phantom Knights card, you can search the trap, set the trap, activate the trap again, and it's basically the same thing. Link Spider, Verte, activate effect, summon Dragoon, dump Red Eyes, Dark Magician, and Red Eyes Fusion. It's very, very, very similar. It's the exact same combo. Now, Ragged Gloves is just when it gets slightly different. So with Ragged Gloves, you normal summon Ragged Gloves, same thing, Almiraj. Now you banish the Ragged Gloves. You can send either of these two, doesn't matter, because you're going to banish. So if you send Cloak to the grave, you're going to banish Cloak, search Brigadine. Okay, and if you send Boots, you're going to banish the Boots to search Brigadine. So it doesn't matter which one of these you send with Ragged Gloves, as long as you send one of them. And then you're going to do the same exact thing. You're going to search the Brigadine, set it. No traps in grave, so you're going to be able to activate it. Go into Link Spider, go into Verte effect, dump these 3 cards, summon Dragoon. And then lastly, I'm trying to do this really quick because it's not an exciting combo. I just want to show you guys how to do it. pretty much. So with Foolish Burial, you foolish the cloak. So don't foolish any of the others because you need a normal summon. So you're gonna foolish the cloak. You're gonna banish the cloak. Now, if you actually open Foolish Burial, uh, you have to open up. You know what? I actually this might not. Well, it might not be that. So this is a one card, right? Just a one card combo. Let's just imagine that you have no other cards for whatever reason. You got hand ripped for 4. You got hand looped for 4. And the only card is Foolish Burial. Okay, you got hand looped for 4. Only card is Foolish Burial because technically, if you dump the cloak, you could search Torn Scales, and then you could kind of combo off depending on what's in your hand. Like if you open up Foolish Burial and like Wings or Fog Blade, you can combo off. But again, or like any random card, because you could send like Ragged Glove something. But anyway, so let's just imagine that it's just Foolish Burial, right? So you foolish the cloak, you banish the cloak to search one of these two, and then it's basically the same thing. You normal summon, go into Link Spot, go into All Mirage, yada yada yada, and you'll end with the Dragoon that way. So that is it for the one card combo. I'm going to show you guys the tour guide combo next. Alright guys, so tour guide's next. Tour guide is by far your strongest normal summon. It is the best normal, actually I wouldn't say it's the safest, or maybe not even the best normal summon, but it's the strongest normal summon. And I know that's weird to say, like this is the strongest, but it's not the best. And the reason that in terms of how do I put this? In terms of balance, okay? In terms of balance, I feel overall Torn Scales, because it's the safer play, so it's safer than Tour Guide, because if Tour Guide gets hand trapped and you have no extenders, you kind of lose, because Tour Guide doesn't send anything to the grave for cost, and so it's more fragile to hand traps, put it that way. So it's this, but if it goes off and your opponent has no hand traps and this actually like resolves, then it is absolutely insane how much advantage you can gain off Tour Guide. Now that's why I say she's the strongest, because you gain more advantage. Now Torn Scales is the second strongest normal summon, but he's also a safer normal summon. That's why I feel, because he has those two things going for him, he is the better normal summon, if that makes sense. Because when you send something with Torn Scales, you could send it for cost. If they Imperm Ash Veiler this, that whatever you send to the grave could be another resource. So like if you sent Cloak, you could banish Cloak, search the boots, and you could still combo off. Whereas if they Imperm this or Veiler this and you don't have any extenders, then it stops there, which is it's a bummer, but that's the way it goes. And that's why, to me, this is the better normal summon. This is the stronger normal summon. Again, because this is a safer normal summon, that's what makes it better. So if I open these two cards, I would definitely normal summon Torn Scales, depending on what's in my hand, because again, Torn Scales gives me that security. Whereas if this got hand trapped, I might scoop right there, cry. So anyway, we'll start off. Excuse me. We'll start off with Tour Guide. We're gonna normal summon Tour Guide. And why is Tour Guide so amazing? I mentioned this in my previous video. Tour Guide allows you to skip a step. So you're gonna summon Graph with Tour Guide. Most of the time, you are gonna summon Graph. If you open the Graph, you're gonna summon your Libic, because Libic is gonna be able to summon the Graph from the hand. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, most of the time, you're gonna be special summoning the Graph, and then from here, you're going to link into your Cherubini. Graph is going to trigger. It's going to special the Seer from deck. And this is awesome, because normally if you don't open up Tour Guide and you open up 2 level 3s, you're going to send Graph with Cherubini. But in this case, because we opened up the Tour Guide, we get to skip a step. So now we could just send Cloak instead. Okay, so that allows us to get more advantage, more graveyard resources quicker. And then you're going to link these 2 off into your Bardiche, and then that's going to trigger Seer to special the Cherubini. Okay. Let me adjust the tripod, actually, so you guys can see better. Oh my, oh, there it is. All right, there we go. That's much better. Excuse me for the technical difficulties. All right, so this is our graveyard and this is our field. All right, so now we're gonna activate Bardish's effect. We're gonna send the scales. Scales is amazing. It is an extender as well. So we're gonna banish the cloak here. Oh, obviously we're gonna set a fog blade or Brigadine, depends on what your hand looks like. But you're gonna set the fog blade off Bardiche. We're gonna banish the cloak to search the boots, and that's gonna trigger Torn Scales because the Phantom Knights was banished. I love this card. This card's so good. It's, you know, even if you don't open it, if you open up Tour Guide, this is part of the combo always. Then you're gonna special the boots. We're gonna go into Levier, and then we're gonna detach with Levier, and we're gonna detach the boots to special summon Cloak. You're gonna activate Cloak's effect just because it could boost Bardiche up, which can be relevant. And then from here, you're gonna link the Cherubini off. You could link Cherubini off. You can link Levier off. You could potentially protect Cherubini from being destroyed, so that way you can resolve it next turn. But again, it doesn't matter because even if you save the Levier, you could resolve Levier next turn as well. So we're just going to link these two off, and we're going to link off into our Verte, and then you will banish the boots to search wings, because you're gonna, if you're just playing with Tour Guide and we technically just want to have Tour Guide and no other cards in hand, then you want to search the wings because it's gonna serve as a discard fodder for Dragoon. And I usually search it before just so I have something to discard in case they want to activate something, you know, before my turn ends. Yeah, guys, and here is your graveyard with one Tour Guide. Okay, with one Tour Guide, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you have Cloak in gray for next turn. So this field is actually pretty amazing because not only does it give you interruptions, but it actually gives you follow-ups. So let's just say, you know, your opponent goes, you have an Omni Negate, right, with Dragoon, and then you have the Fog Blade, and then if they they decide to attack over Bardiche. Maybe they don't have any resources to attack everything, but if they attack over Bardiche, that's that's more than okay because you'll just be able to revive it with wings, and then even if they get rid of the monster that they had on field, that's 2 extenders that you have in the graveyard, and plus you have a Cloak and you have a Levier. And then even if they destroy Levier, you have Torn Scales. So what you could actually do is, say they attack over Bardiche and they attack over everything except Dragoon, right? Say they attack, you have a loaded graveyard. So what you could do, look at this graveyard. This graveyard's beautiful. So what you could do with this grave is during your opponent's end phase, you could banish the wings to special the Bardiche, and then that's going to trigger Torn Scales to special summon itself. Right, and then next turn you draw a card. It's not relevant, but as long as this guy stays on the field, you pretty much win. And then you can banish the boot. I mean, you could banish the Cloak, search for boots. You could use Bardiche's effect to send gloves to set another Fog Blade. It's absolutely nuts. This is all off one Tour Guide and no other cards. You get so much advantage. You get a loaded field, a loaded grave, follow-ups. Oh my god, it's so good. That's why this is the strongest normal summon. It is absolutely insane. So that is it for the 1-card Tour Guide combo. Now I'm going to show you guys the 1.5 card combo with Torn Scales. Alright guys, so here is the 3rd combo I'll be showing you guys today. It is Torn Scales with any card to discard. I chose Forbidden Droplets because it literally does nothing in the graveyard. So I didn't want to have anything relevant to discard just because I really want to focus on the power of Torn Scales and what he can do technically by himself, because again, this card does absolutely nothing. So you're going to normal summon the Torn Scales. You're going to send whatever card you drew, okay? And then we're going to send with Torn Scales. You're going to send your Cloak. You're going to banish the Cloak to search your boots, and that's going to serve as your extender. You're going to special boots, and then you're going to go right into your Cherubini. And then with Cherubini, you're going to send for cost, obviously. You're going to send the Graph. New chain, Graph is going to trigger to special summon the Seer. You're going to link these two off into your Bardiche. Cherubini is going to trigger to special the... Seer is going to trigger special the Cherubini. And now from here, you're going to activate the effect of Bardiche. You're going to send the gloves to set the... So I'm going to show you guys two things, okay? Because there's two. You could either set this or you can set the Brigadine. But I'll show you guys that maybe like right after I show you guys this version if you set Fogblade. So anyway, you're going to banish the... Ragged Gloves to send Wings. That's going to trigger Torn Scales. Oh my god, this card's so insane. To special summon itself. And then you're going to banish the Wings here to special summon the Boots. And then from here, you're going to go Levier. You're going to detach the Boots. You're going to get the... let's just get Cloak back. Special Cloak, use its effect, boost it up by 800 till your opponent's end phase. And then from here, it's pretty much the same thing. You go Verte, and then lastly, you're going to search with Boots, and you're going to search the Fogblade. Unfortunately, because we did burn through a Wings, so you're gonna have to use one of your Fogblades as the discard fodder for Dragoon. And then you're just going to activate Verte to dump Red Eyes, Dark Magician, Red Eyes Fusion to summon the Dragoon. So very similar board, obviously. Very similar board to the other one. Actually, the exact same end board. But I would say the only difference is that you did need a... Excuse me, you did need another card to discard with... 4 Torn Scales, but again, as you can see, the combo is still card for card, very, very similar. I don't think there's actually a difference between, I don't think there's any difference. Maybe I just forgot, honestly. But anyway, this board does end you with the Omni Negate, with the Fogblade, and it does also give you a follow-up with Torn Scales, with Cloak. And then if they get rid of the monster, obviously you're going to have the Fogblade to revive back Bardiche, to revive back anything that you need. The reason that this doesn't have as strong as a follow-up is because you would have had two... Well, you could actually use one during the end phase and then use one during your turn, so that's not even relevant. But the only difference is that the Wings and the Fogblade, you'd be able to use both in the same turn, whereas Fogblade's revival effect is only a hard once per turn. Now... Going just very, very quickly, instead of setting the Fogblade with Bardiche, if you set the Brigadine, there would be quite a difference, and the difference would be is that you would make an IP. So instead of having the Fogblade, you'd have an IP, which is definitely the play that I would go for, unless I'm very scared that my opponent's going to open up like say droplets, because then the Fogblade play instead of Brigadine would be the stronger play, because I would at least have a live Fogblade, whereas if this board got hit with droplets, then everything would be negated and I would have nothing. But the reason that this is actually the stronger play, so if you, instead of the single Fogblade, you get a mass IP. And what IP gets you is a double negate Appaloosa, or it can get you an Unchained Soul Abomination, which is this guy right here. Or if you had another card in your hand, you could have a Unicorn to spin something back. So it is a stronger play, but again, if you want to play smart, depending on what your opponent's playing, you might value the Fogblade a little bit more, especially because the Fogblade gives you a follow-up in the graveyard. So just something to keep in mind. So that is it for the Torn Scales 1.5 card combo. Technically just Torn Scales with any card in hand. Now I'm going to show you guys, actually we're going to go back to Tour Guide, and I want to show you guys what happens when you open up Tour Guide and any extender. What you can do with that extra extender. Alright guys, so here is the Tour Guide combo plus any one extender. Okay, so we have 4, 4, 7, 9, and then 12. So if you open up Tour Guide alongside any one of these 12 extenders, then your board becomes much stronger than the board I showed you with just a single Tour Guide. So for this purpose, we're just going to pretend that we open up the junk forward with the Tour Guide. But again, if you open up any one of these extenders, as long as you have access to one additional level 3, I'm going to show you guys how many interruptions you can end on. So before, with the single Tour Guide, we ended with the Dragoon and we ended with the Fog Blade. Now I'm going to show you guys what you can end on if you open up any extender. So we control no monsters. We're going to special summon the junk forward. I love junk forward as an extender because it gives us access to that body. So just in case Tour Guide actually does get hand trapped here, like with Ash, Imperm, Valor, Gamma's the only hand trap that would hurt here. But if it's any of the others, then we can still combo off because we have 2 level 3s. We can still go into Cherubini. We can still do our Dragoon end board with Fogblade, Bardiche. But anyway, so we're gonna special junk forward, then we're gonna normal summon Tour Guide. We're gonna activate Tour Guide's effect, and I just want you guys to focus on, having that what you can do with having access to that level 3. So from here, I'm actually gonna use the junk forward and the graph to go into Cherubini. Reason being is because Tour Guide is a dark, and I want to keep a dark level 3 on board just in case. Say like I get ashed here, if I get ashed, right, if they ashed the graph, then I want to be able to have a dark monster to go into Bardiche. So I hope that makes sense. So anyway, we're going to pretend that our graph is going to resolve and our opponent doesn't have any hand traps to stop us, just for the sake of the video. So we're going to summon the Seer, then we're going to activate the effect of Cherubini. We're going to send that cloak. Okay, let me move this over here. Okay, and this is the graveyard right here. Oh man, let me just make sure everybody can see everything. Okay, so we're all on the same page. All right, so obviously the Seer is going to be under the Cherubini, so that way it's protected. Then we're going to link these two off into our Bardiche. That's going to trigger the Seer to special the Cherubini back. Okay, and then from here we're going to use Bardiche's effect. We're going to send the Torn Scales to the grave to set our Fog Blade. Okay, notice it's still on board. It's going to shine very momentarily. We're going to banish the cloak to search our boots. So we're searching another extender. And then that's going to trigger the Torn Scales to special summon itself. Oh, this is in hand. And now we're going to use this 3. So normally if we didn't have that extra level 3, the boots, I would special the boots to go into the Leviair play. But because we have that extra level 3, I can save the boots for the other rank 3, not level 3, rank 3 play that we're going to be doing very shortly. So Leviair, we're going to detach the Torn Scales. We're going to special summon the cloak, boost. Now we can special summon boots. And now, so before, because we didn't have access to another like level 3, right now we would have just went Verte with these two. But again, because we have that level 3, we can actually do way more. We could actually end with 2 to 3 disruptions. Actually, I think it's definitely 3 disruptions. Yeah, definitely 3. No, 2 to 3, depending on what you summon with IP. So you're gonna go Break Sword here. You get Bardiche is gonna trigger. You're gonna pop your own Break Sword, and then you're gonna activate Break Sword's effect. You're gonna special summon 2 Phantom Knights, make them a level 4, and then with these two, you're gonna make your IP, and with these two, you're gonna make your Verte. Okay, and you're gonna banish the boots to search your wings here. Okay, you don't want to burn through Fogblade because Fogblade has a better effect. So you want to search the wings because you're going to discard it with the Dragoon for its negate. Then you're going to activate Verte, send Red Eyes, send Dark Magician, Red Eyes Fusion to summon the Dragoon. Okay, so let's recap what this board gives us. This is the exact same combo I showed in my deck profile. I'm just showing it again to show you guys the difference between a tour guide and a tour guide plus an extender. So the tour guide plus the extender, instead of just ending with Fogblade Dragoon, you ended with IP, and you also ended with Breaksword Engrave, which is absolutely nuts. And I'll tell you guys why. So during your opponent's turn, you're going to negate with Dragoon. You're going to discard, obviously, the wings. You're going to activate IP. You have two options with IP, as I mentioned before, is you have Appaloosa. You're going to have two negates with Appaloosa. So if you're going against a combo deck, heavy combo deck, you'll be able to have those negates, like for Virtual World. And then you're going to be able to banish your wings as a quick effect, obviously, to special summon your Breaksword, and then Bardiche is going to trigger because a Dark Xyz was summoned to a link pointer that it points to. Bardiche is going to trigger during your opponent's turn to target a card they control and pop it. So with an extra extender, you gained two negates and a pop, just with one more extender with alongside Tour Guide. Now, alternatively, you can, instead of summoning Appaloosa, if you're going against a control deck, like with a heavy back row, then you're going to summon your Abomination. And what's awesome about Abomination is that you're going to banish the wings to special your Breaksword. Where the heck's Breaksword? Oh, I think I put it back in the extra deck, yeah. And then that's going to trigger Bardiche to pop a card, and then that's going to trigger Unchained Abomination to pop an additional card. So instead of having the negates, you'll have two pops, and then during your opponent's end phase, if they leave any cards on the field, you can pop whatever one of the cards they left. Now, if they didn't leave anything, and you didn't use up your Fogblade, what you can do instead is you could pop your own Fogblade to use as an extender because you have Cloak and Torn Skills Engrave. So during your opponent's end phase, you can banish Fogblade to special the Cloak, and then that's going to trigger Torn Scales to special summon itself. So you get two bodies on board if you decide to pop your own Fogblade, if your opponent ends with no field. So that's just fantastic. It's phenomenal that you end with all these follow-ups, and with five, I believe, yeah, that was 5 interruptions, and just with a tour guide and any extender, it's insane. So that is it for the tour guide plus any extender combo. Now I'm going to show you guys how to combo off with any two level 3s, all right? Alright guys, this is the last combo I'll be doing for you guys. Again, like any other combo I show you after this, it's going to be very similar to the other combos, and it's also going to be situational because it's just going to be, if I show you like any additional combo, it's going to be like a test hand or something like that. But I think for the time being, this is going to be the last combo I show you, and I just want to show you guys what any two level 3s can get you, as long as you open up an extender alongside your level 3 normal summon. For this combo, I decided to use Ash Blossom because it's a really crappy thing to do unless like you open up multiple Ash Blossoms. But if this is your only Ash Blossom, you kind of have no choice but to combo off using your hand trap. But I just want to show you guys the versatility that this deck has. That it reminds me of it reminds me a lot like how Salad used to function with their level 3s, that you're able to combo off by summoning the level 3s, going Stalio, summoning Gazelle from deck, and then being able to combo off that way. I want to show you guys how this works very, very similarly, but I do like this combo a bit better. I feel like Phantom Knights right now is more powerful than Salad was at full power. Um, I don't know. That's just the way I'm feeling. But I don't know. I might be wrong. But anyway, I digress. Two level threes. You're gonna normal. You're gonna special the junk forward, and then you're gonna normal summon your Ash Blossom. And now this actually shows you the power of this one card Cherubini. This is the Isolde. I've said this before. It's the Isolde for Phantom Knights. So now you're gonna use Cherubini's effect. We're gonna send our Graph, and then we're gonna summon the Seer. And now from here, we're going to go into our Bardiche. And that's going to trigger the Seer to summon back the Cherubini. And now we're going to activate the Bardiche. We're going to send our Cloak, okay, to set the Fog Blade. And we're going to banish the Cloak, okay, from the grave to search our Boots. Now we're going to special summon the Boots. And from here, we're just going to go into our Verte. We're going to banish the Boots to search for our Wings. And then lastly, we're going to activate the effect of Verte, pay 2,000, send Red Eyes Fusion, and Dark Magician to summon our Dragoon. So any two level 3s gets you an Omni Negate, and it gets you a Fog Blade alongside Bardiche being on the field. It is definitely the weakest combo out of like the Torn Scales combo, the Tour Guide combo. But I want to show you guys that you can combo off with two level 3s, and if Bardiche lives, then you will have follow-ups because you're going to have Wings, and let's say that you have Boots in Grave. You're going to be able to activate the effect of Bardiche to send another Cloak, and then with Cloak you can search Torn Scales because you're going to draw a card, so you're going to be able to discard something off Torn Scales, and then you're going to be able, you have two Monster Reborns for Phantom Knights in the graveyard, and then you have something that can pop and burn damage. So it is definitely not a weak play. It is just the weakest out of the combos that I showed you. But again, it is almost your well, it's not your full combo, but it is the most important parts of your full combo. The weak point of this combo is that you have absolutely no Phantom Knights in your graveyard for any follow-ups. So if they do get rid of Bardiche, what's awesome is that you have the Wings in grave. So no matter what, you do have a follow-up. So say like they attack over Bardiche, unless they banish it, which if they banish it, then it's really unfortunate. But if they do get over Bardiche and it's in the graveyard, you're definitely going to have the Wings because of the Omni Negate for Dragoon. Even if this stays on the field because their monster's still on the field, you could still banish this during the end phase to summon your... Actually, you know what? I would actually wait. No. Yeah, I would do it now. I would special summon it during the end phase. Then during your turn, you draw. You're going to activate the effect of Bardiche to send a Cloak. Cloak is going to get you the search for the Boots or the Torn Scales. And then you're just going to be able to pretty much OTK from there because you're going to be able to burn. And if you burn the monster that they kept on field, Fogblade's going to go to the grave. So you're going to have another extender in the graveyard. Yeah, so guys, that is it for the combo tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it was informative and it was helpful and it gave you guys a strong idea of how to play the deck. And I hope you guys decide to try it for yourself. Let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys enjoyed. Take care and have a great day or night. Peace.